Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to episode 23 of our Christmas Carol reviews. If you don't know what's going on, be sure to click the link in the description to get to the introduction and find out how it's going. You can also find the other reviews on my channel. But today, we're going to be talking about the Christmas Carol, the musical, starring Kelsey Grammer, was released in 2004. Now, before we get too far into this, I have to say there's a little history with me in this one. This was the first musical I ever played in the pit orchestra for my high school. Shout out to the Hickman Cupies of Columbia, Missouri. So, I did play in this, so I am looking at this once again with an eye that I have seen this over and over again many times. I know all the words, I know the melodies. So there was that, so just be warned of that. I did try to keep it fair, just like I have before with the ones that I have seen, such as the Mickey's Christmas Carol and the Muppets. So hopefully I did a good job on this one. But let's get right into it. First off, we had Kelsey Grammer as Scrooge. Followed the book pretty much to a T, got a 5 out of 5 on that one. But when it came to the acting choices, there were a couple times when I felt like Kelsey Grammer looked at this like, oh, I can get away from this character of Frasier and I can do something else. But at the same time, Hallmark looked at him and said, oh, we can get Kelsey Grammer. This is Frasier. We can get a bunch of people on just for this. And sometimes the chemistry of that didn't really work, especially in the Bad Scrooge things. And obviously, Kelsey Grammer is not known for his singing voice. So the fact he's doing a musical kind of lost a few things here or there. So I gave it a 6 out of 10 on Bad Scrooge. And we'll come back around to Good Scrooge in the transformation like we do a lot of times. But the Bad Scrooge section, there was a few things here or there. When it came to the book, like I said, they followed everything. Good job there. So let's move on to Marley. This was played by Jason Alexander, yes, who made his fame on the hit show Seinfeld, and he did a fantastic job. Now, the way this was written, all of this music was done by Mr. Alan Menken. And if you don't know who that is, he's the one responsible for all the early 90s Disney movies, such as The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan. All of those, the music was written by Alan Menken. So we owe him a lot music-wise for that, but he also did this musical for A Christmas Carol. And the song he has for Marley is called Link by Link, and it really covers every single line almost to a T within here. It starts off with, "It is required of every man that his spirit travel far," and goes into helping those, and then, you know, it does Link by Link, and it really drives home that link by link, yard by yard line for the chorus. So, but it really follows the book because of that. All these ghosts join him to sing this, saying they can't help anymore. Really follows everything they need to. So a 5 out of 5 on that one. There were just a couple things here and there that kind of got lost on this, and it was mostly the interaction between Scrooge and Marley. Scrooge didn't seem that afraid halfway through. I mean, it's a musical number, but he is singing about how all these chains are going to be there and everything. So, and only an 8 out of 10 on that one, giving it a 13. Now we get to the Ghost of Christmas Past, and really, I have to say, this one, it seems like they were going for something. And there's really no delicate way to put this, but musicals tend to be enjoyed by people who have played in them and have enjoyed watching them, but mostly by women. So I have a feeling that most of the choices done with the actual Ghost of Christmas Past were to please the male people that would be forced to watch this with their wives or significant others. There wasn't much left to the imagination. Let's put it that way. Nothing was shown. No, there was no nudity or anything. And really, if you have a child, it was pretty much like what Disney used to do, where they didn't outright say it. You just knew it. But the costume choice was kind of skimpy, risque, everything. And then when they got to the actual story of it all, they threw a whole nother storyline in. Scrooge's father is going to jail, and he's raised by his mother, and his mother sings this beautiful song, Stars in the Sky, and it really comes back over and over again. It's just a great song on that one. It was well done, but when it comes to the book, there were some things with that and going on for the other one. Scrooge doesn't go to the school. He goes to work right away, and some things like that made it lose a few points, so 3 out of 5 on that. And then the actual interpretation, it was very well done for what it was, but there were just a couple things here and there that bothered me. Like Fezziwig, sometimes he kind of missed his harmonies on his Fezziwig's Annual Christmas Ball song, and just with that interpretation, kind of lost more, especially when it's a musical and you're supposed to be musically inclined. So a 7 out of 10 on that one. Then we get to the Ghost of Christmas Present, and this was fantastic. Now, I remember watching the guy, he was named Jesse Judy, in my software, watching him out there having a ball with this, doing a great job, and this guy reminded me a lot of that. He did a great job on it. The story itself follows everything. They have this giant musical number opening where basically the ghost is telling Scrooge what it's all about with the Christmas spirit. It's called Abundance and Charity. And then from there, they really only have one more song in the Ghost of Christmas Present story, and it covers all the bases. It goes through the Cratchit line. It goes through Fred's line. It sees the sailors. It sees the guys in the lighthouse. It sees everything in the book. And then at the end, of course, it has ignorance and want. So following the book was a 5 out of 5, and the interpretation, I thoroughly enjoyed it every time. I've always enjoyed this music. So a 10 out of 10, that gave me it a 15 out of 15, the perfect score for the Ghost of Christmas Present. And then we get to Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And first off, the whole story was based around this girl, like this old woman instead of like a spirit or whatever. And I should have mentioned this earlier, but all of them kind of pulled a Wizard of Oz where Scrooge ran into them before he got to meeting them as ghosts. And both the past, present, and future he met as like humans in town before this all happened. So when it comes in as this old woman that turns into like this angel type thing, first off, has to lose little points for that following the book. But at the same time, after that, following the book, it did everything. So just because of the look of what it was and how it didn't follow everything and she sang and all of that, 4 out of 5 on following the book. But then we get to the interpretation. It was all done through one song called Dancing on Your Grave. And once again, this is a situation where it feels like if Scrooge is listening to these lyrics and people are dancing on his grave, he can obviously see they're happy and they're singing to him. I mean, you can see that they're clearly singing to Scrooge and everything. So with that, I had to give it a 6 out of 10 just because of that whole continuity issue and everything. But when we get to the actual transformation, this is one of the best transformations overall I've seen with Scrooge. It goes through everything. First off, his descent we see beforehand, but then when he comes through, he starts begging, saying, it's gonna be, I can do this. I will change. I will keep Christmas in my heart. He sings. He starts really everything. And one of the nice things I like about what Kelsey Grammer did, even though he's not the best singer, before he did this, he didn't even attempt to sing. He did the chant singing that was so popular with other actors. And then when he got to Good Scrooge and all this part, he started to actually sing. He begged for his life. It was beautiful. And then he gives up all hope. He just, after he's done begging, he gives up all hope. And then all of the people from his past show up and sing Stars in the Sky. And just, they really bring it all together. And he's like, okay, all these people were how I got here. I can change. I can. And you really feel like he's starting to believe it. Okay. And obviously he wakes up as Good Scrooge on Christmas morning. Does a great job with all that. Goes back to the original song that he had, which was It Has Nothing to Do with Me. And it says it has all to do with me. Just a good overall Scrooge interpretation. Couple things here or there. 4 out of 5 on that one, giving our Scrooge a 24. Then the couple extra things, cinematography. Once again, one of those that didn't add, didn't take away. 7 out of 7 or 7 out of 10 there. Then we had the costumes. Really, once again, didn't take away, didn't add. 7 out of 10. And the music, if it was other actors, I would have given it a 10 out of 10. But there were a couple times when the choice of singers really took away from the music. Like there was this really cute girl that really introduces the Stars in the Sky melody, and I think if she used any more nose, she'd have to be Pinocchio. I mean, all of her singing was through her nose, and it's just something that I noticed. And like I said, Fezziwig when he was singing, some of the harmonies were missed, and just a couple of the things. The one person that surprised me with the music was Jennifer Love Hewitt. She really sang her song really well as Belle, A Place Called Home. So if you want to look that up on YouTube or somewhere, just check out that song. It's very well done. But a 9 out of 10 overall there. Okay, guys, so that's my review of A Christmas Carol, the musical starring Kelsey Grammer. This one, like I said, I did it once in high school, so I really enjoyed it. I do have the soundtrack. I listen to it at least once or twice every year, and it's a good one, but I hope you'd enjoy it. So we are down to the final couple here. Be sure to catch the last couple episodes. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Make sure to share this with your friends. God bless all of you, and that's a wrap.